Here's a simple method combining science and philosophy to trick your brain to never procrastinate again. Yeah, right, try me. Watch it, brain.
Joining us is my man, Keala Kanae.
Keala Kanae, he takes entrepreneurs on a journey to grow their business.
So if we want to put an end to procrastination, it's going to be critical that we first understand what causes procrastination to begin with. If we don't understand that, then we really have no framework or foundation from which to work off of. For over a decade, I myself struggled with things like procrastination. And on top of that, self-sabotage, imposter syndrome, hesitation, frustration, and a host of other things that kept me from achieving my goals until I discovered what I'm about to share with you next, which is literally one of the biggest breakthroughs that helped me go from working in a coffee shop like this to now having an online business that's done over $100 million in sales. So stick with me. Now, if we're going to solve the mystery about how to end procrastination, we must first understand what causes procrastination in the first place. And the good news is that a gentleman by the name of Dr. John Demartini has already done a phenomenal job of this. He's largely considered the world's foremost authority on human behavior. And the secret to overcoming procrastination actually lies in a field of study known as axiology. You see, through axiology, we can observe that every human being has a hierarchy of values, things that we value most in life down to the things that we potentially don't even value at all. Now, when I say values, I'm not talking about social idealisms. Oftentimes people hear this and they think, I know what my values are. It's honesty, integrity, respect, fairness. No, those are social ideals. That's when society is trying to tell us how we ought to live our lives. What I'm talking about here is the fact that every single day that you and I wake up, there's the things that we value most in our life down to the things that we potentially don't value at all, and so we never even think of them. Let me give you a simple example. Let's say on this side we have a mom, and the first thing that she thinks about when she wakes up in the morning is the kids' health, the kids' education, the kids' after-school programs, and all these sorts of things. Well, if those are the things that take up the majority of her time and energy throughout the day, well, then we can safely assume that she has a high value on raising those children. Let's say on this other side, though, that we have a different woman who wakes up in the morning and the first thing that she thinks about is her business. The business's projects, the business's challenges, these sorts of things. And if she's not working on the business, then she wants to focus on learning how to be a better leader. And if she's not working on one of those things, well, then she wants to focus on building and saving for long-term wealth. Now, if these are the things that she's thinking about, we can safely assume that those are the things that are highest in her values. Now, here's why this is important. Whatever we value in life will dictate how we utilize our resources. Our primary resources every day are time, energy, and money. Peter Drucker, the famed management guru, once said, "Tell me what you value in life and I might believe you, but show me your bank account and your calendar and I'll tell you what you value in life." See, every day that we wake up, we have a finite amount of resources, of our time, energy, and money. And we're gonna invest those resources in direct proportion to the things that we value most in life. And whatever we invest our resources in will ultimately become our destiny. We can't escape that. So on this side, we have a mom who says, I'd love to have a business of my very own. But, she has no time, energy, or money that ever makes it there long enough for her to have a thriving business. On this other side, let's say that we have a woman here who says that she would love to, fall in love and get married. Except she never spends any time, energy, or money on going out, dating, meeting new people, and therefore eventually being able to fall in love. She runs out of time, energy, and money by the end of her day, long before she's invested any of it into finding a spouse. Here's the point. See, both of these human beings say that they have goals and things that they'd like to achieve, except they never quite get around to making it come to life because they end up procrastinating. Now, see, this is what happens when we set goals that are in conflict with our values. Whenever we set goals that are in conflict with our values, we tend to experience things like procrastination, hesitation, self-sabotage, imposter syndrome, and a host of other things that look as if they are actually stealing our goals and dreams. But in reality, it's our mind trying to wake us up to the fact that we are out of alignment. Just take a look at Sam's brain here behind the camera.
Yeah, I 100% totally agree.
You see? His brain agrees. Now listen, most of us tend to think that things like procrastination, hesitation, frustration, self-sabotage, overwhelm, and all of these other things are actually a curse. But what if I told you that they're secretly a blessing? In other words, it is our mind's way of trying to wake us up to the fact that we are out of alignment, that we are trying to pursue something in life that does not align with our values, which is what causes a lack of fulfillment in life. See, the way that we create fulfillment is to fill full our values in life. And what could possibly be more rewarding in life than to experience the fulfillment of having a soul and a goal that is aligned? So once we understand that this is where procrastination comes from, the answer becomes fairly simple. We can either shift our goals to match our values or shift our values to match our goals. As an example, when I first discovered this, I realized that even though for over a decade I had been saying that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, really my values didn't quite express that at all. I really just didn't invest enough of my time into trying to be a successful entrepreneur, and therefore I didn't have the result. And so at that point in my life, I decided that I wanted to shift my values to have a real value on financial independence, success, business, leadership, and the things that were going to be required in order for me to have the thriving business that I have today. And as I made that breakthrough, all of the procrastination started to simply fall away, and I was finally able to follow through on the goals that I've been setting for myself in my life. Now, how to assess what our values are and how to begin changing those values, that's going to be slightly outside the scope of this video. See, the point of this video is simply to shed light on what is causing procrastination so that you can finally have the power to make a choice. Do you want to shift your goals to match your values or shift your values to match your goals? You see what I did there, brain? Yeah, I'm mopping up what you're spilling. Told you he'd get it. So listen, like I said, I will link you in just a moment to another video that will go much deeper on this topic to help you finally have the breakthrough that you deserve. For now, I hope that you got value out of watching this content. And if you're somebody who is committed to success in both life and your business, then make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell notification so that you get notified every week when I drop more content like this. And in case you've never met before, my name is Keala Kanae. I'm an entrepreneur that went from working in a coffee shop to now building a business that's done well over $100 million in sales and climbing. And the only reason that I say that is so that you know that everything that I share on my channel comes from the real world knowledge of things that I've learned and applied that have helped me create those results. And I share them here in hopes that they help you create similar results as well. So subscribe, hit that little bell notification, and then watch this next video to go much deeper on this topic and change procrastination forever.